I know that a lot of you are struggling to make gold, how to get started, and what to do. In this video, I'm gonna show you a step-by-step guide on how to easily get started and make your first 100,000 gold. The War Within expansion is not even needed for this guide, so if you don't have that, you are totally fine as well. I'm gonna try to include different farms so you're not getting bored along the way, and also so you get some more knowledge about different farms so you can make even more gold later on. But let's begin immediately. So for this, I recommend you to be a druid, but it is not necessary. However, being a druid is always going to be the best farmer, especially for all farms that has nothing to do with the latest expansion. Druids are fast, they have instant target, instant kill spells, they have a lot of stuff, they have the travel forms, they are just outstanding and best at all different kind of farms. But if you're not a druid, if you don't have a druid, you don't need to be a druid. It might take you a little bit longer, but it's absolutely not necessary for this. But the first step for this guide is actually going to be to learn skinning and enchanting. We are gonna go to the skinning trainer here in Stormwind. If you are Horde, it does not matter, just go ahead and learn skinning. Now I already have it here, but that does not matter at all. So you just learn skinning, and we're gonna head to the enchanter trainer as well. Okay, so at the enchanting trainer, simply just learn enchanting. What we want enchanting for is basically the ability to disenchant items. We are not going to level any professions in this guide. We are simply going to be farming, but using disenchanting is in some of the farms really good actually. It can multiply the values of the greens by like 20 times. So having disenchanting for this is going to be really good. But after we have learned the profession, we don't really have to worry about them anymore because it doesn't matter what skill they are. We just need to have them. The first farm that we're going to do is actually located in Blasted Lands. It is located down here in the Tainted Forest. So we're going to head there immediately. Okay, now we are at the location here in Blasted Land. It's just slightly above the Tainted Forest, located here in the swamp kinda. Okay, so when we are here, our focus here is to kill a bunch of different mobs, but the main focus is killing the Tainted Black Bear. They can actually drop the Warbear leather, which is a quite valuable leather that people use to craft old content stuff, and that is what making this farm kind of good. But I highly recommend you to kill all of the other mobs as well, because they can all drop something useful, and while you're running around, you kind of might as well do it, right? As you can see, we got a Warbear leather. Right now they're 120 gold. That is really good, but I think you will see a price around like 70-80 gold each, so don't expect them to be 120 gold. That is a bit too high. Okay, so when doing these farms, we are going to do 30-minute sessions. Why I'm not doing longer sessions is because usually I can get quite bored if I'm staying at the same location for too long time. So usually I'm farming for 30 minutes each, and then I'm swapping to a different farm to diversify myself of what items I'm selling at the auction house to get faster sales, but also to not get totally bored of farming. But you can do it for longer if you want to, but I recommend you to do 30-minute sessions just so you don't get absolutely bored of doing this, unless this is your absolute favorite thing to do in life. But what we're gonna do now is farm this for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna check out the next farm. Also, if you'd like to, you can get add-ons to see how much gold you make while farming. What I recommend then is, of course, getting Loot Appraiser Reloaded, which is an add-on basically listing the items that you get so you can see how much gold you make here when farming. But for this add-on to work, you need another add-on to act as a price source for this. So then you need either TSM or Auctionator, and then you need to do an Auctionator scan on the auction house as well. I'm gonna leave the add-ons in the description below, but I'm not really using any add-ons while farming. Just Loot Appraiser to see here like kind of how much gold you make per hour. But let's go on and farm this for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna jump on to the next farm. Okay, we're coming up here at the 30-minute mark, and it's not looking that good so far in terms of our gold per hour. But what I've realized here is that we are actually seeing some wrong numbers on the Loot Appraiser, and we will see some higher numbers when at the auction house. What I quickly want to say though, that if you guys see each other farming this kind of farms, they are always better to do in a group. They are fully manageable and doable as a solo player, but if you see each other and you invite each other, you don't have to talk. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, they just want to chill and play, but if you are in a group, you are increasing your gold per hour an insane amount. So just keep that in mind, that if you do it together, you make more gold, but it is still very doable as solo, of course, and that is what we're gonna do in this video. But let's get back to Stormwind and post our items on the auction house and see how much value it's actually worth without having to rely on Loot Appraiser. So let's first vendor everything that we have in our bag, and that's gonna result in about 110 gold. We're also gonna disenchant all of the greens here to increase our value. Some of them has a very much higher disenchant value than what they have in terms of vendor value. value. I can easily see this by using the add-on TSM, but it is pretty much always worth it to disenchant those greens instead of just vendoring them. So that is what I did here. I accidentally actually disenchanted one of my trinkets that I wanted to keep that I had from before this video. But let's post up everything here on the auction house and we will see how much it adds up to. So after posting everything, we can see that it was worth 7,000 gold here on the auction house, and it is time to go ahead and check out the next farm. For the next farm, we actually need Potion of Treasure Finding, so we're gonna buy one of that, and I also recommend you to buy one of the File of Alacrity. It is a file that gives you a lot of movement speed for 30 minutes. So having this increases the gold you can make because you run faster, you kill more, and you loot more. So highly recommend you to check out the File of Alacrity every time you farm because it is really, really good. But we're gonna go to Firelands now, located in Hygel, and we're actually gonna do some skinning and some treasure farming. I really do like this farm because it is very, very easy to do, and I'll show you right here how to do it. The raid is located right here, and you can run it 10 times per hour if you want to. We are just gonna do a 30-minute session though. We're not gonna do all of the lockouts because, as I said earlier, we don't want to get bored. So we're just gonna do 30 minutes, but all you gotta do is get into the raid, use your Potion of Treasure Finding, your File of Alacrity. Also, you maybe could have used the fried bonefish here, which is a meal that you eat, and whenever you kill a mob, you get some movement speed. So that one would have been good, but I somehow forgot that one here as well. It's really, really cheap. So simply what we are doing here is just killing all of the mobs that we can see and skinning the ones that we can skin. The basics of this farm is to kill all of the mobs here on this large platform without killing any bosses. We do not want to kill any bosses because killing bosses will make us locked out of this raid, and then we will have to wait until next reset, which is in EU next Wednesday and US next Tuesday, before we can run this farm again, and that we do not want to happen. So once again, do not kill the bosses, but you just skin everything that you can, kill everything that you can, and you loot a lot of good stuff. Then just go out, reset the dungeon, and go in again and rinse and repeat. As you can see here, after our 30-minute session, our bag is filled with treasures, filled with bloated stomachs, and a lot of green items. And the green items here actually has a great disenchant value, so this is really, really good. As you can see also, after opening all of these treasures, our gold per hour significantly increases there in the loot appraiser window, and that is because, of course, we get a lot of materials from that. After that, we just disenchant all of our greens, and we have a lot of materials that we can post up on the auction house. So let's go back to Stormwind and post everything up. Okay, so before we post everything we here, we have 5k on the auction house, and when we are done posting, we have as much as 12,000, so that was about a 7k gold in that 30 minutes. Those farms are done solo, so they are not getting you the most gold per hour, as you can see, but they are, in my opinion, very chill to do, enjoyable, and if you just do this a couple of times, you will end up getting the 100k. The next farm that we are going to do is farming Felcloth. Felcloth is a material used in older crafts. They're used to make mooncloth. Those are all going to be used in housing, so that is really, really good. The demand will increase when housing releases, which is pretty soon, but right now they are still selling for a decent amount of gold, and they are actually selling here right now for 94 gold, but the loot appraiser is once again showing the wrong value. I don't know why, but you will see later. This farm is very, very easy to do as well. You don't really need anything to do this farm. I highly, highly recommend you though to use the fried bonefish once again, which I totally missed when I did this recording here for some reason, but it is really good to have when you do this killing farms. It's located right here in Swamp of Sorrows, and all you do is just simply run around here in a large circle, kill all of the misty grells that you can, and loot them. As you can see, a lot of them doesn't have loot because basically this mobs is kind of only dropping Felcloth. You can get some greens and stuff, but it is very, very few of them. You can also get epics and stuff, of course, but it's very rare. So basically you're farming only Felcloth here, and you get one per mob when it drops, and it is quite RNG. These 30 minutes that I did here, I was actually very, very unlucky. I like this farm. I have done it quite a lot lately because it is really, really chill to do. I have done it both solo and in group, and this session I was actually very unlucky with how many I got, but it is also quite RNG heavy since they are like a rare drop. So you could be lucky and get a lot, you could be unlucky and get only a few. But it seems to be around the same gold per hour as the farms that we have done previously here. But very, very enjoyable farm in my opinion, and you can also do it with your friends if you want to increase the gold you make. It is also easy to see here how our luck went. In the beginning here, we had around a 16k gold per hour, and in the end here, we were down only at 7k. However, it is listed to low price in Loot Appraiser, but still, that is very, very low, and I think that is below average on what you should get here. But let's go back to Stormwind and post everything up once again. So as we can see here, the Felcloth that we post is about 4.3k in value. We also got a few greens and stuff, but they are pretty useless, so we're gonna forget about them for now. I will also do an undercut scan here to relist items that I have been undercut on. It is quite important to do this. Like, you can't expect to post up everything once on the auction house and immediately sell everything. It is old content materials that we are farming here, so you might need to repost them a couple of times on the auction house to get it all sold. So I highly recommend you to check in now and then and do this, and as you can see, I did it easily here with the add-on auctionator, linked in the description, of course. The next farm that we're gonna check out is actually Volatile Water, and then we're gonna do Volatile Fire farming as well. So what we need here is Potion of Treasure Finding, we need File of Alacrity, and we need the Fried Bonefish. So make sure you buy this, use this on these farms, because the Cataclysm farms, you should always have Potion of Treasure Finding. You make it back instantly. It is so important. But to get there, simply take the portal to Twilight Highlands, and we're ready to start farming. The Volatile Water farm is located right here. Just don't forget to use your consumables before farming this. I have done that in the past, and you just lose out on so much by not using Potion of Treasure Finding. It is once again really easy, this farm. All you do is run around here in a large circle, killing all of the water elementals, looting up everything that you can, and you get rich in the process. Once again, very doable with your friends. I've been able to pull upwards of over 30k an hour lately doing these farms in a 5-man group, so it is really powerful as well. But if you're solo or duo or whatever, just run around, kill as much as you can, and loot. Around the 15-minute marker here, I decided I want to do the Volatile Fire farm as well. It is located right here in the same zone, so it is really easy to transfer over to just go here and continue farming. As I said before, I like to diversify, so I just went up here instead and did 15 minutes of this one as well. Very easy farm. All you gotta do is run around here, kind of on the edge of the fiery area, killing all of these fire elementals, looting them, getting treasures, and also Volatile Fire. Really easy farm to do once again. Highly recommend it, and also highly recommend you to do it with your friends if you want to. This one is usually slightly worse than the Volatile Water, but it is still a very good one. Let's go back to Stormwind and post up our auctions again. So we have almost made 1,000 gold raw here, and we have some more greens here that we're gonna disenchant. It is once again Kata greens. They are really good to disenchant. I'm gonna put that up on the auction house as well. So before posting here, everything on the auction house is 8.3k, and after posting up everything, we are looking at 14.2k. So that was about 6k or something there as well. Not too bad. We are making some steady gold here, and what I like a lot is that these items is actually selling pretty quick as well. So it should be quite easy to move them and get your mailbox filled with a lot of gold. I will check in the morning and see how much we have sold, but now we have done a total of 2 hours of farming, so we're gonna see how much of it has sold in the morning, how much we still have to sell, and how much gold we have actually made. Okay, it is now the next day, so we're gonna check out how much we have sold, and on the auction house we still have a value of 4.6k. We haven't sold our Warbler Leather, Bear Flank, and some other stuff here yet, but we have had a lot of sales at least. So let's quickly go to the mailbox. We can see here that we have sold stuff for 18.2k. That is not too bad. So we're gonna collect all of our gold here. So 19k in our bag and about 4.5k on the auction house. That is not too bad. So now you have the process on how you can go about to make 100k gold. Just rinse and repeat this about 4 times and you will have 100k gold to your name. It is not harder than that, guys. It is a little bit of a grind, of course, and this is only one method that you can go about to make 100,000 gold, but I also think this is one of the easiest methods to make 100,000 gold, and that is why I wanted to show them off right here in this video. Also, some of you might be able to make a little bit more gold than me, and some of you might be able to make a little bit less gold than me doing this. It all depends on how fast you are, what you're doing, and the prices, etc. So don't get too sad if you make a little bit less than what I do. Just a quick shout out to our community guild. We have both a guild on NA and on EU. So every one of you is welcome to join one of our community guilds. All you gotta do is join up on the Discord, type in the guild invite channel, and we will instantly invite you to the guild if you want to come and join us. This is the most lovely community. You're more than welcome, guys, and I would love to have you in the guild, of course. So don't miss out on this. Sign up, and you will also be able to join up in the neighborhoods coming in housing very, very soon. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. It's linked in the description and a pinned comment. On the Patreon, I'm writing very detailed and easy to understand gold making guides. I have way more farming guides over there. I have flipping guides. I have add-on guides for like TSM, for craft sim, for other add-ons. So make sure you check out the Patreon if you want to support me a little bit extra and also get some great gold making guides in return. But thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.